Hi YouTube, welcome to another edition of Horror Hands, and for this video I'm going to go through all the Blu-rays and DVDs I picked up at HorrorCon. So I went to HorrorCon today up in Sheffield, had a fantastic day. It was really good to go back there, not been for a few years. It was really busy, but it was great to see that it was still popular, and it's been a great day for DVDs and Blu-rays as well. Got a lot of cool stuff. A lot of things I've wanted to get for a long time. I picked up a few things that I don't know what they are, so it's some interesting stuff. I think pretty much I've not seen any of the movies that I bought, so I can't say too much about the films themselves, but I'm really excited to show you guys what I've got, and if you've seen any of these, please let me know what you think. So this is going to be like my end of month haul. I have picked up a few things, but I'll save them for next month because this was always going to be my main haul this month, so I'll get straight into it. So the first couple of things I got are these really cool box sets from Arrow. This is the American Horror Project box sets, which I think these are out of print now, so it was good to see these. So volume 1, this has got Malatesta's Carnival of Blood, The Witch Who Came from the Sea, and The Premonition. I have actually seen these three films, and these three films are pretty good. But the one I really wanted was Volume 2, and this has got Dream No Evil, Dark August, and The Child. And it was this one I wanted to check out because I've not seen these films, and I've heard that these are very kind of like regional, rural type horror films. Yeah, I really wanted to see these. And of course I can't get volume 2 without volume 1, so it was great to find both of these, and I got these straight away. As soon as I walked in, there was a guy selling these for a really reasonable price as well for what they are. So yeah, really happy to get both of the American Horror Project box sets, and like I say, I think they're out of print now, so yeah, really good find. Okay. Next up from Severin, I picked up An Angel for Satan. So this is one of these 60s gothic Italian movies starring Barbara Steele. They all kind of take place in like dark gothic castles and things like that. I enjoy them. They can be a little bit slow in places, but I really like the atmosphere and the gothicness of this and the cool castles and things like that. And it's always good seeing Barbara Steele. She's a horror icon and always does a good job in these movies. So yeah, this one I didn't get it in my last Severin order, so when I saw it there today with the slipcase, I thought yes please, thank you very much, I'll have that. So that's An Angel for Satan. Next up from Full Moon, I picked up Angel of Death. I don't know this movie, but this is a Nazi exploitation film directed by Jeff Franco. So who knows what this one will be like, but I'll check this out at some point and see what it's like. Next up from Kino, I picked up Baby Blood. Again, another one I've seen around a bit but never got around to picking it up. Looking forward to watching it. I think this is like this woman, she's impregnated with this parasite that needs blood to sustain itself. So I think it's very gory, very bloody. Should be a fun one. I thought this was modern, but I think it's from about 1990, which is fine. So good to finally get Baby Blood. Next up from Dark Force, I picked up The Backlot Murders. I've heard of this but not seen it around much, but it sounds pretty interesting. I think it's like a slasher film, and it actually takes place in and around the backlots of Universal Studios from what I can see. So there are a few sort of recognisable places and sets that you see in this movie. And Corey Haim's in it as well, so it's always cool seeing him. And I really like the cover on this as well. That really stood out to me when I was looking around today at the convention. So yeah, definitely wanted to pick this one up. So good to add The Backlot Murders to the collection. Okay, next up from Kino, I picked up Beware the Blob, which I think is a sequel to the 50s movie. This is from the 70s, and this was actually directed by Larry Hagman. I think the only film he ever directed. In fact, I wish it came with the old tagline, because the tagline for this was the movie that JR shot, which I always thought was quite comical. But I'm really looking forward to checking this one out. I don't think it's great, but I do really like the Blob as a monster in general. So any Blob movie that I've not seen is always exciting. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do in this movie. So that's Beware the Blob. Okay, next up from Full Moon, I picked up Caged Women. I'm not a huge fan of women in prison films, but this one was so cheap. I think it was like £3. I couldn't leave it there. And I have got a few of these Grindhouse releases from Full Moon. So because it was so cheap and it was just there, I thought, come on then, come with me. And I picked this one up. I got quite a few actually really good bargains on the DVDs today, which was great. And this was one of them. So yeah, Caged Women. Yeah, add that one to the collection. Okay, next up, one that I've really wanted to see for a while, from Cauldron. This is the Collingswood story, which sounds really intriguing. It's sort of like found footage. I think it all takes place over like a webcam, like a computer screen, and it's all creepy and scary and things like that, in the same fashion as Unfriended and Host and that kind of thing, but this one came before them. So yeah, interested to check this one out. And Cauldron, they're not the easiest label to get in the UK, so it's great to find this one, and it had the slipcase as well. So really nice edition, really good find there. I'm looking forward to watching this one soon and seeing what it's like. Right, next up, another film I've wanted to see for ages. I'm so glad to find it today, and that is Creep Tales, which is like looks like a kind of a fun creep show style anthology. I think there's about 5 stories in this one, and it's got like ghouls and monsters and werewolves and I think some slimy stuff going on as well. And yeah, did not expect to find this today. So when I saw this, I grabbed it with both hands, and I'm really happy to finally get Creep Tales into the collection. I think this will be one of the first ones that I watch, because it's something about it has always looked really appealing. It's just always been a doozy to find. So yeah, great to finally get this one, and it comes with a slipcase as well, which is fantastic. Okay, next up I picked up this Dark Shadows DVD. I think this is just an assortment of episodes, but it's like a thick pack, and it was, I think this one was £3 again. So £3 for I think it's a 4-disc thick pack of Dark Shadows. Didn't want to leave that there, so I'll give these a watch at some point. I do enjoy these episodes and the films that they made from them. So yeah, I'll put this on at some point and check it out. But again, really good bargain there on that. That was a good one. Next up, from Unearthed Films, I picked up this, which I don't know much about. I did read the back, and it was still a little bit enigmatic from what I could read. So probably a bit of a weird one, a bit out there. I think I heard a bit of this was a bit crazy as well. So usually these movies from Unearthed Films, they are kind of quite violent or gory and that kind of thing. So hopefully it will have something to it. I don't quite know what to expect, but I'll check this one out soon. That's that one. Next up, from Massacre Video, I picked up Flesh Contagion. This is another one. I've seen a couple of people pick this up a while back, but again, I don't come across it very often. So while it was there in front of me, I thought, yes, I'll grab this one. I think this is from a couple of years ago, and it's like a flesh-eating virus turns people into zombies, that kind of thing. I think it was all filmed during the pandemic as well, so very low budget. I think it might even be shot on video, but it looks like an interesting title, so that's cool. Okay, next up is a film. Again, I've wanted to see this for a long time, and I've had it recommended to me on numerous occasions, and that is Found. So again, I saw this one. This was really cheap on DVD. Grabbed it with both hands, because I've heard this is really good, and I've heard this is it's got a bit of strong stuff in it. It's quite a hard-going horror film, and really sort of delivers, and is very well made. So yeah, this was a great find, no pun intended. So yeah, this is another one I'm really looking forward to watching, and like I say, a lot of people have recommended this one to me, so it'd be nice to finally get round to watching this one and adding it to the collection. Right, next up, I picked up Fright from the early 70s. One of these kind of babysitter in peril movies with Susan George. Again, this was just really cheap, and this is an old school Anchor Bay DVD, so I definitely didn't want to pass up on one of them. They're quite hard to find and quite collectible nowadays. So if I see an old school Anchor Bay, I get quite excited. So, and again, nice to add that one to the collection. Okay, next up is Frozen. And this is another one. I've had this recommended to me a lot over the years, and it's just one that I've never gotten around to watching. Again, it was just there cheap. It was great to see it, so picked it up, and yeah, nice DVD with a slipcover as well. So really happy to find that one. So that's Frozen. Right, next up from Massacre Video is Hard Gore. And I have to say, I'd never heard of this one. Today was the first time seeing it, the first time even hearing about it. But you know, I was intrigued because I'd not heard of it before. And these Massacre Video releases with the slipcase, they tend to go out of print pretty quick. So I thought I'd grab this one while it was there. This is from the 70s. I think it might be like a women in prison style movie, but I'm not sure on this one at all, because I've only just come across it, but it looks pretty interesting, looks pretty unsavoury in places, which is good. So yeah, I will check out Hard Gore at some point and see what that one's like. Next up from Retro Media, I picked up Haunting Fear. Again, this one looks pretty cool. This is based on an Edgar Allan Poe story. I think it's based on the Premature Burial. And these Retro Media movies, I do tend to quite enjoy them. They usually sort of churn out really cheesy B-movie monster films. So hopefully, if this one's in the same vein, I should enjoy this one and get a bit of a laugh out of it and enjoy it for the cheesiness. So yeah, cool to come across Haunting Fear. Next one is another film I've wanted to see for a long time, and that is The Lair of the White Worm. I know this is on Blu-ray now, but again, this was £3 or £4, I think, for the DVD. So that's good enough for me. Looking forward to checking it out. Hugh Grant in a horror film. That's quite an interesting concept, just in and of itself. So yeah, this is a film I've known for a long time, but never got around to watching it. So I will check out Lair of the White Worm very soon. Okay, next up from Scorpion, I picked up The Land That Time Forgot. So Doug McClure fighting giant monsters and dinosaurs. It's always a cool type of movie. And again, these Scorpion Blu-rays, they're not the easiest to come across. And this it's being sold as second hand, but it's absolutely pristine. And it was, again, next to nothing. For Scorpion, it was really cheap. So yeah, looking forward to watching this. I always have fun with these kind of movies. They're always enjoyable to watch. So yeah, I'll look forward to Doug McClure fighting off some giant monsters. So that's The Land That Time Forgot. Next up is The Mad Monster. I have seen this. This is a film from 1942. And it's like a kind of a Wolfman style film. There's a bit of a werewolf running around. I think it's Glenn Strange that plays the monster. But I picked this up because it was a limited numbered edition. So of course, with anything like that, you don't know how long they're going to be around. But there's 500 of these, and I got number 220. So about in the middle. But yeah, The Mad Monster, pretty fun movie from the 40s. So wanted to get that because it was limited. Right, next up, this is an interesting one, and one that I've wanted to watch for a long time. This is Mahakal, I think you say it. So this is a film, I think it's from Pakistan. It's a Bollywood horror film that sort of shamelessly rips off A Nightmare on Elm Street. about a woman that gets stalked in her dreams by this disfigured guy with a razor finger glove. So yeah, I don't know how they got away with it, but yeah, it's one that I've known about for a long time, but I've never been able to find it. And I remember Massacre Video bringing this out, but again, I really struggled to find this even online, and didn't think I would get a copy. So again, when I saw it today, I thought, yes, thank you very much, I'll grab that one. So I'm really intrigued to check this out and see what Bollywood do with a horror film, and just see how kind of shameless it is towards A Nightmare on Elm Street. But I'm hoping it'll be fun. It'll certainly be interesting. So great to actually add this one to the collection. It's an interesting addition, I think, for the collection. Okay, next up from Synapse, I got their beautiful steelbook release of Massacre at Central High. Again, I think this was very limited edition. This came out and quickly went up in price and then disappeared. Again, I never thought I'd get this, but I saw it there today and thought, yes, I've got to pick this up. But yeah, this is an absolutely really nice release. If I can do this, you'll see the steelbook is there. So yeah, the slipcase comes off. You get the steelbook, which is really nice. And yeah, it's just a really nice release. So yeah, looking forward to checking this one out. Never seen it before. This was one of the more expensive purchases of today. But when I saw it, I just thought, I can't leave it. I can't leave you behind. So yeah, finally got Massacre at Central High. Looking forward to checking that out. Next up from Dark Force, I picked up Mirror Mirror. Another one that sounds interesting. I think it's this girl. She gets possessed by an evil mirror. So I'm sure that causes a bunch of complications. This is from the early 90s, and this is a Dark Force one with the slipcase. So again, quite collectible in that respect. So yeah, looking forward to checking out Mirror Mirror. Next up from Massacre Video, I picked up Night Terror. I think this is a shot on video movie. Again, I've seen this knocking around online, but don't come across it very often. So again, when I saw it in front of me, I thought, while it's here, I'll pick it up. So I'll check this one out at some point. Looks pretty cool. Next up from Unearthed Films, I picked up No Reason. No idea what it's about actually, and again, it sounds a bit out there from reading the back real quick. But yeah, these Unearthed Films, they're a bit hit and miss. They're a mix of quality, but I really like this creature. I don't know if it's like a Cthulhu kind of creature or some tentacled thing on the front, so that looks pretty cool. Hopefully that'll be in the film. But yeah, that cover was quite enticing for me. So that's No Reason. Next up from Monday Macabro, I picked up Panic Beats. Again, one that I've known of for a long time. I want to try and get more Paul Naschy films, so here's one of them. And I think this is from like the 80s, so a bit later for him. So interesting to see what this one's like. I think he directed this one as well, and I do tend to like the ones that he directed. I like most of them, but yeah. So Panic Beats, that's cool. Next up from Unearthed Films again, I picked up Promutos, I believe is how you say it. Again, no idea what this one's about. It sounds very out there. I really like this artwork on the front. Very beautiful artwork. But I do think this is quite a gory, quite bloodthirsty film. So, yeah, it should deliver on the blood and guts, which is good. But certainly looks interesting. And again, guys, if you've seen any of these, please let me know what you think. I'll be really interested to know what you think. Because, let's say, most of these are all new to me. Next up from Severin, I picked up Retribution. Again, this is just one that I missed when I did my last couple of Severin orders. But I've heard that this is actually really good. I've heard some good reviews about this one. And didn't know anything about it. From reading the back, it sounds like a bit of like a possession monster movie creature feature. So that's really cool. I didn't realise it was that kind of thing. And this is a really nice release from Severin. It's a 3-disc Blu-ray, and you get quite a thick booklet in it as well. It's actually a very weighty release So yeah, Retribution looks looks really good actually. I'm looking forward to checking that one out. Next up, this is a film called Scare, I think, with a K. Looks like a bit of an underground type film. I do like to get a bit of weird and wonderful stuff from the convention when I see it. Don't know much about this one. It sounds like a bit of people getting chopped up and eaten, bit of cannibalism going on. Looks pretty gory. Looks like it's pretty strong stuff. So hopefully it will deliver on some level. But again, I just was intrigued by this one because I'd never seen it and didn't know anything about it. So yeah, Scare. And I think they call it, this is the prime cut, whatever that means. Next up from Retro Media, I picked up Teenage Exorcist. This is another one I've wanted to see for a long time. The DVD for this was always really hard to find. So when I saw the Blu-ray, I thought, yes, I'll definitely grab this one. This was cool. It's got Michael Berryman in it and Robert Quarry. So yeah, hopefully it'll be fun. That's Teenage Exorcist. And then another film I've wanted to see for years and years. This is Toxic Zombies from Massacre Video. Nice slipcase on this one as well. So this is another video nasty ticked off my list. This was on the BBFC's video nasties, so I really don't have many of them to go now. So really happy to get this one in. It was another one that was pretty hard to find online, so saw it today and was like, yes please, you can come with me. So yeah, really looking forward to watching this one. And then the last thing I picked up today is Zipper Face. And again, this is another one I've really wanted to see. This one, when I look for it online, it doesn't even come up half the time. So really great to find this one in person. I think this is a very sort of low budget, might even be shot on video slasher, of a guy that wears like a leather latex weird suit thing and goes around killing people. So sounds like my kind of movie. So that is everything that I picked up at HorrorCon today, guys. Like I say, that'll pretty much make up my end of month thing for this month. But let me know what you think of any of these movies. Let me know if you went to HorrorCon and if you picked anything up cool. That'd be really awesome to know.